So this is dead center for me. LG Blue D, so D.
What's up, y'all? We are live. Y'all getting a
Oh,
sneak peek.
my bad. Welcome to the show. Welcome pre-production. Welcome to me
Uh,
trying to find my center. Um,
Welcome, lady. Let's see. Me too. Shit. Uh,
we began to
uh,
rock.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna take a few seconds and let y'all get
Steady.
here. Let y'all tune
Yeah.
on in. We appreciate y'all. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. Let me get the sound up because we don't want nothing crazy going on.
And we
How you feeling
appreciate
today,
everybody who came and either participate. Oh, hold on. Series hating.
Siri? What'd you do? Technology, technologicals of the ologies.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I got caught in the person who used the virtual assistant purgatory, and every time they're like, "Can you say that again?" And I'm like, "No, I need you to stop so I can talk." But yeah, I want to thank all the people who either participated in the mock draft or watched the mock draft. Thank y'all, the hundreds of people who popped up and watched it. It was a
Man.
ball. Shout out to all the participants. We are definitely will be running that back in the future. That was one of our best times across the board. We had a good time doing it. Everybody who watched it said they had a ball. That's what we try to produce here is good times and fantastic vibes across the board. Um, and go ahead. It's almost basketball draft. Let's be real. This is a basketball draft where I don't care if you know anything about drafting people or not, because this is on slate to be one of the worst basketball drafts in NBA history.
The Anthony Bennett
So
draft. This is about to be another Anthony Bennett draft. If y'all know who
this
Anthony
is
Bennett is, your name is Tremaine. That's the only reason you should know his name.
oh God, dog, quick scope back, baby. But
I
for
mean,
me, yeah, it is the Anthony Bennett draft for all intents and purposes. This is the one that will be high key
what's up,
fellowship.
Ryan?
If you do have a team, please come and check us out. More than that, yeah, you can be a representative, and we are open to all representatives. Because let's be real, the teams don't know what they're doing either. Also, while we got this moment, I want to give y'all a little heads up. Spotify been hating all week on the playlist. I just released the episode 148. As soon as we get done with the live, I will post it now that it's available. And go play that. It's fire. It's crazy, honestly. That's the reason I was so mad. It's a really good playlist, and Chinese weather balloons be everywhere.
Chinese weather
Weather
balloons.
balloons
They be there, dog. Shout out to Trump.
everywhere, man.
Shout out to Trump for the stupidity. Uh, let's get it started, man. Let's get it started. Yeah, I know they're gonna come
Okay.
after me. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get
It
started,
is
man.
me
So,
from Botswana. Can you donate to my brother? No, my boy. We're struggling here in America. They
oh
finna run these
man,
presidents back.
oh man. So, where you want to start? You want to start with the playoffs, or you want to start with the draft?
Let's hit it.
Hmm.
Let's hit it and quit it with the draft real quick here. Let's get initial thoughts.
Mm.
We're not gonna linger. We're not gonna belabor the point. We're gonna run what we think, and then check out the episode where we will give you the in-depth deep dive of the complete draft on Monday Night Raw. While we here, like, follow, subscribe. Thank you for your everything. Without y'all, none of this is possible.
It is
So
not.
let's go,
It
man.
is not, man. So, let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. I'm getting this. I'm getting this all put together, y'all. I had to go to church this morning. Some of y'all need the Lord, so I know I do. So the Falcons, the Falcons, the Falcons, the Falcons. First off, the draft. Let's talk about it. The draft was going exactly how we thought it would go. If you listen to the mock draft or watch the mock draft, we kind of hit it straight away. Aside from
It was
the
chalk.
crazy
It
trade,
was it was chalk though. It was very pick, obvious pick, obvious pick, obvious pick. Nobody got cute. I think that most guys are trying to do their best to preserve their jobs so you don't get too far out of pocket.
So you had Caleb Williams go 1.
Check box.
You had Jaden Daniels go 2. Check box. Drake May go 3.
And that was Washington.
Trick bag.
I will tell y'all this. Notoriously, yes, a trick bag, a poor decision maker. Y'all did the right thing this time. And shout out to my boy Josh Mangana. He's happy about that. And it's wild that just making a good decision means so much to an organization. Not like finding a sleeper or just making one good decision. So I wanted to highlight the Commanders and what many believe to be a different team, a different regime, a different all of that, to make a good decision. So and then next draft pick was a bad decision.
Oh, Marvin Harrison Jr. to
no. I thought Drake May was next.
Oh, Drake May for the Patriots. It was the decision. I mean, it was chalk. You knew you had to draft the quarterback. He's the third best quarterback in the. They traded away their starting quarterback or one of their starting quarterbacks.
Why? But you trade. Namaste. So you had Mac Jones. You fired Mac Jones and drafted Mac Jones. He's like Spider-Man movie. Like, what are we doing here?
With Taylor Zappi over there as the third Spider-Man. Like, me too. Yeah, don't forget me.
And he like, hey, I know I'll play 4 quarters of these games no matter who y'all roll out. Because y'all get sick of him in the first 3 quarters.
We're happy.
Be happy and singing and ba-da-ba. We're Patriots quarterbacks.
Interception. Yeah. But so again, it was chalk. Drake May, I'm not over enthused about any North Carolina quarterback right now because the last 3 that have come out, I believe, was Mitchell Trubisky, his brother May, and then Drake May. So that's 2 Mays, his brother Mitchell Trubisky. There's another somebody that they took. I can't remember who the other person was that was supposed to be good. So I'm never high on North Carolina quarterbacks. I saw Drake May play against the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets and look regular.
This is a glad bag versus a hefty bag, but both bags is what bags of trash. The scoop, put them out there. You just need to be outside of your door by 8 p.m. every day. Valet trash will come by and take them out. This is a punt. This is a punt for you to be picking another quarterback in another 2 years.
So then you had Marvin. Well, okay. Now hold on to that thought, brother. So then you had Marvin Harrison Jr. The Chargers. Everybody thought they were going to get Malik Neighbors, but they need offensive line. I mean, they got 5 receivers even after trading Keenan Allen. So Malik Neighbors to the Giants, I think, was a win. J.C. Latham, offensive line. I think that was a checkbox. And then the Falcons.
I'm going to let you go because me and you have different opinions of this.
No, we don't. We did, but we don't anymore. And that's the specific reason why. That's
right round. Game on.
Well, that's the specific reason I chose this graphic. If you're watching on Instagram, it's below us. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm talking about the graphic where basically the Falcons threw the draft in the haywire by picking Michael Penix Jr. Nobody had us. Well, I lied. I didn't have us picking Michael Penix Jr. in round 1, pick 8. Nobody had that happening until the Falcons sent an entire regime up there to meet with him and watch his pro day and have informal interviews and all of those things. When that happened, I said, so they're going to take Michael Penix Jr. It's obvious. You don't send 11 of your top staff, aside from the owner, to not draft somebody. And I think he was the only one that they actually sent the full regime to.
And if you watch the video on the phone call, he says, hey, you think we sent all of those people to come see you and not to draft you? And then when we talk about your boy, Kurt, I was like, Kirk, they put that in the news 17 times. Me and Reggie thought they was going after Romo Doozy. No, they made their intentions clear. I want you, and I'm going to have you.
So, when a lot of times when it comes to the NFL draft, analysts like to outthink each other. It was pretty obvious. Like you said, they sent all them people up there to look at him, to see how he was going to perform. When they asked about the draft strategy, they said, hey, if there's a player that we like right there, no matter what position, we are going to take the player that we like.
We just didn't think that. We thought quarterback. We thought maybe. I was under the impression Rome. Like, okay, cool. You got Pitts, you got London, you got Bijan, you got Mooney. But if there's another good receiver, you just take them and have too many. I thought that the context and communication are everything. You got to listen very closely. He told you the truth.
He told you exactly what he was going to do. You just
didn't want to hear it. You didn't want to hear the truth. He said we're going to see Michael Penix. We sent everybody to see Michael Penix, and we tricked ourselves to believe it was Romo Doozy. Better answer whoever that is.
That is, well, you know who that is. That's the landlord. That is the producer. That is the runner of the house, Kyrie.
Baby Reeves, what up? But yeah, I mean, tell me what you think, and then I will close out on what I think.
So I did not like the pick
initially.
I did not like the pick initially. I like the player. I want to address a lot of people, especially people like Michael Parsons Jr., MPJ, who was saying things like, I hate that people are criticizing the pick, criticizing Michael Penix Jr. First off, you're a professional athlete, pretty much professional since high school now. So it comes with the job, one. Number two, nobody criticized Michael Penix Jr. That's what I don't understand why people don't. You got to go read. Y'all got to read. Nobody said Michael Penix Jr. wasn't a good player. Nobody said he wasn't a quarterback worth being drafted. Nobody actually said it. It was the fact that we used the 8th pick to draft him. And there were no other defensive players. There were all the defensive players on the board. If you look at all the mock drafts, every player that the Falcons were linked to was on the board, including Rome Odunze, right? Odunze, I'm sorry. But he's Nigerian, so Odunze. So they had everybody on the board, and you go pick a quarterback, and I was stunned. I wasn't angry. I wasn't happy. I think I posted on Instagram the Kevin Hart GIF where he goes, because that was my reaction. They drafted him, and I was like, okay. In the past, y'all remember last year, I got on here, I went off. I had a couple beers, couple shots, went crazy.
Hold on. First of all, I want to give myself credit for not being that person I was last year and ruining the draft for everybody. I behaved myself this year, and that's growth. I ain't no taller, but I have grown.
Just need to stretch,
and I want credit for it.
If you stretch, you probably grow. Yeah,
lie to me at 38 years old. Well, tell me more about how you feel about this Michael Penix Jr. pick as a whole. Now that you've collected yourself.
Now that I've collected myself, if you look at the graphic, and if you're listening on YouTube or whatever, it says Michael Penix Jr. had 3 to 4 teams tried to trade up for him. The Saints, the Seahawks, and the Raiders. The Vikings weren't going to trade up because the Vikings were always going to get J.J. McCarthy. So when you have those teams that were going to trade up, it was reported the whole week that he was not going to make it past pick 13. And we didn't have enough draft capital and player capital and money to be able to trade up from the second round back into the top 15. We didn't have it. So at that point, the Raiders need a quarterback. We've been telling y'all since they signed Derek Carr to the Tanks that they didn't believe in him. They need a quarterback, and you need the Seahawks. So I understood the pick when you explain it that way, and we also talked about the contract. Kirk Cousins' contract is 4 years, $180 million, but it's really 2 years, $100 million. With the third year, he can kick somebody out, and you pay $10 million.
And on top of that, minus me being frozen, as long as you can hear me, as long as the Lord will allow me to be heard. Yes, allegedly, maybe. As long as y'all can hear me, Everybody keeps talking about Kirk Cousins at
There we
$180
go.
million. $180 million is completely inconsequential. He'll never make $180 million for the Falcons unless he wins a Super Bowl. Let me help y'all out on that.
Mm-hmm.
He's guaranteed $100 million, of which we paid him $50 million at signing. So yes, if you're decent at math, 100 minus 50 means we only owe him 50 million. This year, I think we're slated to pay him 30 million. So next year, all we'll owe him is $20 million. That is the guaranteed money that will be left on that contract. So either at that point, we can roll with him for another year, or anybody who want a quarterback that will get you to the playoffs, we're willing to trade. It is that simple.
If you look
For
at
us,
look at the comment from Ryan, he said, "Why not draft Rome? Ain't no way you're telling me he's better or even close to Mooney." Which,
oh, man, you're right. You're 100% right. Romo Dunze blows the doors off of Mooney. But for me, I need y'all to understand that Raheem Morris is operating under the principle that he is black. As a as a coach, my first 2 years, I have to actually get this job. Right now, they just testing me. If this don't work out the way that Arthur Blank wants it to, I am a fired ass. So I got the guy who has the highest chance of getting me to winning the NFC South. Checkbox, Kirk Cousins. I can probably win the NFC South this year and next year. If I can do that, I'm safe. At that point, Arthur Smith will back up and allow me to make my own decisions. My first decision was getting myself an insurance policy, because what's going to happen when you get Kirk Cousins? I'm never going back to drafting top 8 again. Kirk Cousins and top 10 draft picks don't happen. Kirk Cousins is Mr. Regular Season. You're never, if you believe in Kirk Cousins as much as you should, since you spent $100 million, you should understand you're never going back there. This is going to be the best quarterback option you have for the foreseeable future, unless you were to let Kirk Cousins leave, then tank again, and then get back into it. This is, I hate this analogy, but this is chess when everybody else is playing checkers. This is his insurance policy. And let's be real, Kirk Cousins just had a devastating injury. It's not even guaranteed that he'll make it through this season. So yeah, I got a guy who's an adult, have a guy for the future. And if I didn't pick that guy, it ain't no quarterbacks left. Minnesota, I'm going to tell you right now, this Bo Nix, Justin Jefferson, if I was Justin Jefferson, I'd tap my agent.
Go ahead, look for me to be JJ McCarthy.
Yeah.
Bo Nix went to Denver.
Tomato. Same person. They're all who? Jonathan Taylor, Thomas Wilson, Preston Jr.
Zach Wilson.
Yeah, exactly. So no, I'm going ahead and tap my agent on the shoulder, big dog. Go ahead and look for me new places to be. I want to be out of Minnesota. This already wasn't my vibe in the first place. I did like that we had a complimentary receiver that did well by me. But this quarterback, and this what y'all came back with JJ McCarthy, it's toast to me. Barbecue. So the Falcons did the right thing.
Chess, not checkers. So you were right, and that was another graphic, and we're gonna get way more in depth into the whole draft. But they're drafting now, so we're not done. We were in the position last year where, well, really 2 years ago, and last year, where we didn't have a viable quarterback. Now we have 2 viable quarterbacks.
That's crazy.
So from a perspective of, I'm not going to be in the situation where I have to play a Desmond Ridder or Marcus Mariota ever again. You have 2 players that are really good game managers. If you look at the way Washington played, you look at the way Kirk Cousins managed the game, they do the same thing, except for Michael Penix Jr. just has a stronger arm, and he can make all the throws, but they do the same thing. And if you look at the model of the successful quarterbacks, especially of the younger quarterbacks, you have, and he referenced the Packers. The Packers did it, and it worked out. Jordan Love. I had other ones, and I'll bring that up later on Monday, but there's other times where the quarterback that starts as a rookie on a team, sometimes barbecue, or they're the reason that the team is held back and they end up being good 2 or 3 years later. And as you said,
Baker Mayfield,
Raheem and
Terry.
Fontenot are operating as if they are black. We ain't got 3 years. We got one right
today. Tomorrow is not promised to us. We must win today. And once we establish ourselves, we can go back and kind of make the decisions and moves that we want to make for the team to look like us. I don't think that they really wanted Kirk Cousins at this very moment. I think that they would much rather move forward with Michael Penix Jr. But that might not win you the NFC South this season. And if you don't win that, then you go into next season not winning NFC South, and you're just beat and you're losing to Baker Mayfield. You're gonna be a fired ass. So yeah, for them, the smart thing to do is establish a winning culture. And you got guys who are coming up on the end of their rookie contracts who you need to believe in you and the future.
That's where I was going money wise. This is why you didn't sign Justin Fields. Justin Fields' fifth-year option is $25 million. If you had traded for Justin Fields, you would have had to pick up that $25 million option regardless. So if you do that, you then possibly may not – you lose draft capital, and then you may not be able to re-sign everybody else because you're going to have to sign Justin Fields to a long-term contract. You now have Michael Penix Jr. on a rookie deal, even though it is a lottery pick. You have him on a rookie deal. You have control over that asset for 5 years, and he can sit there and learn.
Five years.
And learn.
And if Kirk Cousins plays good for 3 years, that's fine. And y'all like, well, Michael Penix Jr. is 25 years old. Let me tell you how much I don't care about that. I don't care if he plays till he's 28.
Yeah,
and as long as
the rules ain't gonna let him get hurt. So
and if he starts at 28 and plays to 38. If you can tell me that we can get consistent good quarterback play for the next 12 years as an Atlanta Falcons fan, let me tell you, we have seen what it's like to have a legitimate quarterback in Matt Ryan. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all can kiss my ass until the cows come home. I'm thankful for Matt Ryan. Or you can do the Desmond Ridder, Marcus Mariota experiment and not have a quarterback who can throw the ball 15 yards. I've been available to see both. Competent quarterback play, even if you don't win a Super Bowl, it's just how your team operates. Say what you want to about Matt Ryan. We had hope, we had a chance, and we got to the Super Bowl.
Consistency. We had consistency. We won't belabor the point on Michael Penix Jr. I do like the pick. I understand the reasoning. See, you got to get all of the reasoning, and you got to listen to, and like you said, you got to listen to them. They ain't tell you no lie. You got to listen to it and understand the reason.
I like that too. I like that they're very, we're going to see Michael Penix. We're going to send everybody, and we just try to trick ourselves. Oh, they're going to get wrong. They're going to get wrong. No, he said, I'm going to see him. I see you. I want you. I like you. I got to have.
And also, my last point is this is chess, not checkers with Terry. Terry has shown y'all that he is an avid chess player. Because by taking Michael Penix Jr. at 8, it forced everybody else. You saw the Vikings trade up from 11 to 10. You ruined
the draft.
You ruined the draft. So you had the Vikings trade from 11 to 10. They traded a third-round pick to move up one spot because everybody else was trying to move up and get those picks.
And you ruined the draft specifically for NFC teams. We're the team that showed up in the draft, kicked the grill over, and now everybody is mad. Yep. Because now there are no quarterbacks left. And the 2025 draft, they ain't there.
Well, we'll see. You got Quinn Ewers, you got Shador, you got Jackson Dart.
Wait, but this is the thing. If you look at Michael Penix Jr. and you look at the guys who you said, Shador, Quinn Ewers, Carson Beck, those are it's not many quarterbacks in the first round. Now we're looking early. Anybody could show up next year and be anything. But given the information that you have so far, you won the quarterback draft this year and next year. Michael Penix is better than all of the guys who I see available next year. And you have to have a legitimate quarterback. because Pitts, London, and Bijan are too valuable, and they know their value. Either you're going to give me a quarterback or I'm going home. I'm going to go somewhere else.
Yep. And if you think this is chess, if you think this checker's not chess, you don't believe me, look at the rest of the draft. There was no defensive player drafted in the first 14, 15 picks. Not one. And they went up and traded Michael Penix and the Falcons. Bo Nix should send us a fruit basket because Bo Nix got drafted at 12 for no reason. First off, Sean Payton is stupid. I told y'all he's stupid.
He should not send us a fruit basket. We just escalated the pressure on him. His life just
but Bo
0
Nix,
to 100 real quick.
But Bo Nix got drafted. So when you have that, all of a sudden, now after you see the play out of the draft, after you understand everything, it kind of makes sense, which is why I'm not upset. I'm not upset at the pick. I can't be mad at it. You got your quarterback. You have your insurance policy for the cheap on a rookie deal, and you got your – it's dangerous. Remember, it's the same thing the Warriors try to do. You try to win now and plan for the future. But if it works out, you have 15 years of being relevant.
I'm going to tell you why it's not dangerous. It's because as long as Jordan Poole didn't Jordan Poole himself, then you're good. Like, Jordan Poole is still a good enough basketball player. You just have to not be an idiot. Now, the difference between Jordan Poole and Michael Penix is Michael Penix is an adult. He played in Indiana. He's been through injuries. He's made it very clear. I just want to win and be a good football. There's a lot less of the ancillary things that you have to deal with. As long as Jordan Poole didn't wreck himself, Draymond was out of there. Mm-hmm. You just made it where people were like, you know what? It's probably okay to punch Jordan Poole in the face because he's an asshole. But let's talk about Aurora and let's talk about Trice because I think they're very similar players and different players, but I understand what we did here.
Aurora and Trice. One thing that we really didn't like about the coaching change, and we thought and we were hoping, was that you kept Ryan Nielsen as your defensive coordinator.
Fair.
The reason we wanted to keep Ryan Nielsen is because he plays multiple fronts. And when I say multiple fronts, I don't mean 4-3, 4-4, 5, 4-3 under any of that stuff. I mean, he plays all the defensive linemen up and down. If you go back to New Orleans with Cam Jordan, he played defensive end mostly, but he'll switch to the defensive tackle, and they rotate. He basically takes the college approach. And that's how our team was built. So one of the questions we always had was, okay, we get a new coach, a new coordinator. What are we going to do with all of the players we have now? Well, when you add Okoro, and you add Braylon.
Aurora. The small forward.
So Aurora. So if you have those two players, those are multiple players. Aurora can play defensive end, the 7 technique, the 5 technique, the 3 technique, the 1 technique. That's your nose tackle, defensive tackle, defensive end, rush in. He can play all 5, he can play all the techniques. Trice can play with his hand in the dirt. He can set the edge, and he's a hyper athletic player at 250 pounds that can also rush the passer. Only thing about him was the motor. But when he is motivated, he was one of he had like 13 sacks in the last 2 years, which is pretty good.
Yeah, Trice is the guy who they say is the motor for Washington's defense. And then you have Aurora, who's just aggressive and strong, but still fast enough. They couldn't find, and this was always my plan, whether we went with Rome or not, was like I see the Jared Verse. What's the other dude? I want to call him Dallas.
Dallas Turner. You want to call him Dallas
yes.
Austin, the producer.
I do. Exactly. But Dallas Turner, neither one of those can save bets. Neither one of those guys, like Dallas specifically, just not strong enough, but fast. So we kind of got that. Now, I know we wanted Latu from UCLA. Nobody was willing to deal with us. That's kind of life. I get it. I don't hate it. But basically, we made what we were looking for out of a couple players. And that was always my answer in the first place was from running the mock draft, Penix. They were talking about Penix second, third round until this week. Mm-hmm. And then you start looking at the scarcity of quarterbacks and where you got to get a quarterback or your team is going to fail. Then his draft capital went through the roof. So, yeah, you pick Penix at 8, and then you come back and you just fill those spots. I think we probably pick one more of these edgy guys because, Trice played outside linebacker at Washington. He's an edge rusher for us. Aurora tackle, rush in for us. Like, we're just going to, that's the right answer. I actually feel a lot more comfortable about Raheem and the scheme now that I've seen their picks. Yeah, sauce. It's a bar here. I'm excited about what we do in the future, but I think that they're paying attention. Like, they're aware of, hey, this is where our deficiencies are. And I think they go look for a free agent too. Like, there are still guys that are available, edge rushers, that we can call and say, hey, bro, you ain't got to call yet. What you trying to do?
I feel that there's one more move, depending on the rest of the draft, and the Falcons are on the draft in the next 3 picks. They're at 106, we're pick 108. Depending on the next draft, I still think we needed to get a wide receiver. I still think we need to get a cornerback, although I don't know what's happening there, because there's so many unhappy players. There's T. Higgins and Hendrickson from the Bengals who are requested a trade, even though we can't pay them right now. You still got to re-sign AJ Terrell, and then you have Patrick Surtain.
How do you feel about OBJ? Taking a flyer on OBJ now.
You'd have to put him at the Z. So we need a Z receiver. OBJ seems like it's difficult for him to create acceleration after his knee injury. I'm sorry, not acceleration. Create
space.
Separation.
Yes.
After one thing that OBJ was really good, one of his attributes was that once he got to the top of the route, he would get rid of you because he was fast.
Top of his speed.
Yeah, with him now, with the not being able to cut and tearing his knee, he didn't look the same in Baltimore. Now, I will say ACLs.
Baltimore don't.
Well, I will say ACL injury still, no matter how much you have with rehab and how much medicine has progressed, it's still a 12-month injury. He came back in 9. So I think he may be able, after a year, may be able to be good enough to be a Z receiver. But we already got Achilles, Kirk Cousins. We have Michael Penix Jr., who has 4 injuries. We have Kyle Pitts, who missed an entire year. I would rather get somebody in the draft that's healthy versus OBJ. So I would pass on OBJ unless he's going to be a vet minimum signing.
Yeah, like what I'm saying is a flyer. Like, bro, you don't have a job yet. We're not going to pay you a ton of money. But you could, if you think you can play more than just this year, then there's not a better place for you to go get one-on-one coverage. You have Pitts, you have Drake London, you're going to have Bijan. So you won't have to take the lion's share of the routes. When you get in, you'll be fresh and can cook.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And essentially, that's the same thing that you were looking for. That's what you got in LA until things just went left for you.
Yep.
So, and like, there's no pressure on you because we also have Mooney. So whatever you do, you can just prove. But just having that guy who everybody universally has to respect, and I think that makes Kirk Cousins' job. It's you laid in the shade at that point. All right, well, I just dumped down to OBJ. Check down to OBJ. If OBJ is your check down, what are you doing here?
I agree, but I don't think they'll get him. I think I would rather get I think the Falcons are going to address wide receiver, cornerback, because we need one of those. We still need a corner. Now, I don't know what we're going to do, but we still need a corner. And then also we need a rush end. And we actually need a safety too. So we have 4 picks.
I think they rocking with hell of some safety.
We'll see. Now, my final point on the draft before we get to Monday is, and we get to these games, is I don't agree that they didn't keep Kirk Cousins in the loop until
communication is key. You should just told.
You should have told. They said it was a possibility, but then they told him they were taking Michael Penix while they were on the clock. Which, if I'm Kirk Cousins and you just paid me all that money and you told I came here because this is a ready-made team in a weak division who had draft capital to make the team better immediately, and that's what you sold me on, plus the money, but that's what you really sold me on, then I would feel some type of way.
Okay.
as your starting quarterback, I felt like you should keep me in the loop.
I agree. I can't go against starting quarterback. I believe that the starting quarterback is basically the assistant GM. So I do believe that you should keep them in the loop out of respect. But Kirk Cousins has been in the NFL for how many years? 14, 15 years? He's approaching 40 years old. Like everything says that
However Robert Griffin got drafted is when he got drafted.
However, like at the end of the day, if you tell me that he had been a Falcon for this whole time, he'd only been with us. He's approaching 40 years old. And we have the number 8 pick, and we can go get our insurance policy. Nobody in the world will bat an eye at that because that makes sense. Like at the end of the day, he's an older quarterback, and you need an insurance policy, or you become the Pittsburgh Steelers, who waited for Ben Roethlisberger to be way too old and to be way too ineffective, and then tried to get back into the quarterback game way too late. Communication could have been probably a little bit better, but at the end of the day, bro, you're going to play 3 years as a Falcon. You got him.
Maybe. Because I'm going to tell you right now, that 2-year that $10 million cancellation plan with drafting this 8, it looks real. Penix at 8 this is real the thing. Good.
But this is the thing. We gave you $50 million to sign here and then another $30 million to play a season. You got an $80 million for one season. What are we talking about here?
$90 million for 2 seasons.
You're financially compensated. That's all we ask for. It's your job. Hey, I don't care what
you won the other 80, win a Super Bowl. I mean, you got the pieces.
And we gave you everything else. Like, sure, like, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think they were going offense that early again. As I was ideally saying, go Romo Dennessy, but they're probably not
traded up with Atlanta.
They traded up.
Yeah, Atlanta went from 108 to 109. I don't know why, but they did.
Oh, cool. We'll take that. That means they already knew who they wanted, and you got a guy who y'all wanted. We'll help you get that guy so that you don't have to worry about him. It's been a lot of runs in this draft on the tackles, offensive linemen. So you kind of got to make sure. Like we ended the quarterback thing, and then the tackles. We were the one who went and got a roll, and then after that, it was like tackle. Like.
Mm-hmm. Quarterback too. Quarterback.
Terry Font, no, bro, you good.
We letting you cook, bro.
Me and Reggie gonna shut up and we're gonna pick basketball for the rest of the day.
Cook.
How about that?
Let him cook. That might be the name of episode 149 right there. Let him cook. I ain't got nothing to say. So let's get to these basketball picks now.
Yeah, we're gonna move right into the games today. There are 4 games today, 4 games tomorrow. The first one starts here at I think 1 p.m. I don't know if that's Eastern or Central, but soon and very soon, no matter where you are.
Eastern. That it starts early.
Yes. That's Cavs versus the Magic. Cavs up 2-1, but the Magic blew the doors off of them. I think they won by 30 or 40 points last game. And I think that this is another Orlando game. Hey, Cavs, you better show up and close this thing out today. You need to get your third. You need to take one of their home games. If y'all let them get the confidence to beat y'all again, they're going to believe that they're as good as y'all. And 4 versus 5, it's not a lot to say that they aren't. I go ahead. Who you got, big dog?
I already picked the Magic in the series, so I mean, I'm rolling with the Magic. And Paolo realized in Game 3, which you always going to get a Super Saiyan boost when you play at home in the playoffs. But Paolo realized I'm 6'10", and nobody can guard me. And he realized
Paolo is the guy who can do everything. He can dribble, he can pass, he can shoot, and at that height,
the Vikings took our guy. They drafted Kyrie Jackson, 6'3" cornerback out of Oregon that transferred from Alabama. That's who I had us going to get there. But that's fine. I'm not mad at it. Yeah. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
And if we trade it back, we got something back. Yeah, I'm taking the Magic in this. I think that Paolo is actually one of the scary. As much as I like Evan Mobley, if you put Evan Mobley next to Paolo, you see the deficiencies in his game. And Paolo's just Paolo Paolo's a world beater, man. I ain't got no other answer for that.
So we got the Magic here, man. So you got Magic winning this game, tying the series up?
Oh yeah, yeah. I
So
got
what's
the
the next
Magic
game?
Thunder versus Pelicans. Thunder win again.
Oh,
Pelicans with no Zion. You don't have nearly enough firepower. Y'all go up 3-0, and then I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all can get swept. Grab the brooms.
Yeah, your chance. The Pelicans had a chance to steal game one, and that would have made it a 5 to 6 game series.
Yeah.
When you lost that game and Shy decided to score 39, and it's over with. Zion, I probably would have picked the Pelicans, honestly, because they can't guard him. They couldn't guard him. He had 40. It couldn't guard him.
But the issue now is, what do you do going into next season with Zion and Brandon Ingram when you really needed Zion? But okay. Well, now you bet on Zion, who when you needed him again.
Or CJ. You got to get somebody that's making a lot of money. You got to figure out a way to get somebody else.
Oh, CJ is the person who I'm getting out of there. He's older. He's already like a 2-guard. Bro, you could probably go on somewhere else to do something different. So yeah, Thunder versus Pelicans. Thunder, that series coming to a close soon, very soon. Celtics and Heat 1-1. I think the Celtics win today. I think the Celtics
they blow out the Heat today.
Yeah, they took offense to that, and
I don't know.
They know that.
I sit back because we beat the Celtics in the regular season without everybody, and it was like they're gonna come back and destroy
Celtics
us.
are very they're very beatable as long as you hustle on offensive rebounds.
Falcons just drafted a defensive tackle.
That's what they're gonna get, tackles and outside linebackers. If we can't find the edge rusher, we'll just meld the two together and then just make pressure there. That's their game plan here. Celtics. I think that the Celtics win this one. I think they know this is a must win. They can't go down 2-1 to the Heat with no Jimmy Butler. That you're losing. Like, no Jimmy Butler, you're supposed to sweep them and get the rest.
Yeah, y'all now Celtics. If y'all go down 2-1, Joe Mazzulla. They love you, but then they don't. They only love you as long as you win, especially in Boston. We know what that's like up there. We ain't gonna say much.
For sure.
You can't be a 1 seed. I ain't never seen a coach be a 1 seed and lose to the number 8 seed and stay the coach. Not for more than a year. It ain't happened. So.
And y'all was supposed to win a championship, and y'all And I think that somebody probably gets moved. Next up. Nuggets versus Lakers. Nuggets up 3-0. Bring out your brooms. Sweep.
I'm looking for my dustpan and my Swiffer.
We finna clean this thing up.
My leaf blower.
Sweet.
Yeah, I mean, sweet. My dust mop, my waxing pad, whatever you want to call it, to where you get all of the dirt, filth, and junk out of there. You sweep it up out of there. Let me tell you, when the Lakers blew that 20-point lead, because I thought the Lakers were going to win Game 2, and if they won Game 2, I was gonna be nervous for Denver. Not now. Once that happened and they lost,
they beat.
Shout out to my dad.
D'Angelo Russell has already been fired.
D-Lo, there's a thing that we said in that we used to say in season 2, season 1, called "Gather Your Things."
Things. Now I'm gonna tell you, this might not be the worst thing to happen to you. You find your phone device, you find an iPad, and you call the Orlando Magic. And you say, hey, you need a guard that can score points and then still provide some assists? Sweet. You're willing to put one, either Suggs or let's talk on the bench. Yeah. I mean, that's the spot. That Orlando is the spot.
Cole Anthony.
That's what I was somebody see it.
That's not bad, because you could also get a big back. Pause, if necessary. A big in return, I guess, is the better phrase.
No, I'm not giving you anything for D'Lo at this point.
Yeah, you are. You giving me Wendell Carter. Yeah, you will. You'll give me Wendell Carter.
No, I'm not.
Money wise, it has to work. You got to. Money wise, it's got to work.
No, they're not over the salary cap because the Magic haven't spent any money on anybody really. And on top of that, D'Lo would have to pick up his option. They already said that he's going to decline this option to leave the Lakers because they don't want him there anymore.
He don't
He's
want to be
out. So yeah, that's the thing about playing for the Lakers is you either get to ride LeBron's coattails, or specifically a point guard, you're the guy who gets blamed. Russell Westbrook.
Well, let me tell you, D-Lo, when LeBron went and they asked him about you sitting and not paying attention, and I got some things to say about that too. We'll get to that in a second. When LeBron went and said, hey, I can't speak for anybody who doesn't want to be the best version of themselves. When they asked about D'Angelo Russell not being in the caring about the game, I was like, oh, bro, he done got you out of there. He looking at you like he looked at Dwayne Wade in Cleveland. Y'all remember that? When he was in Cleveland, they brought Dwayne Wade, and Dwayne Wade was big, terrible because he was older, and LeBron was like, y'all going to get this out of there. So now I do think there I have
steady.
I do not like sabotage. I do not like sabotage. I've been hard on Giannis and the Bucks for what they did to Adrian Griffin. I did not like the way that Kobe Bryant shat on Mike Brown. I do not like the way that the Lakers are shitting on Darvin Ham.
Absolutely.
I do not like that your best two players are walking out of the huddle.
Selling him.
And then you can't walk out the huddle and sell your coach and then get mad at another player for not paying attention. You're supposed to be the example. You're the GOAT. You the leader. You supposed to be the GOAT.
It ain't nothing about the GOAT. You're the highest paid player. The money follows the responsibility. You're supposed to, if once I pay you a certain sum of money, you have to at least act like you like this job. Whether you like it or not. You put on a smiling face and whatever the coach tell you, you need to be in lockstep with. But for the amount of money that we're paying you and the amount of draft, like human capital we traded away for you, Anthony Davis, bro, you are the last person to not cooperate.
Oh, yeah. But AD and LeBron, though, I mean, they have been carrying this team. This is all the front office. You shouldn't be mad at Darvin Ham. You should be mad at the front office. Because them role players for Denver are kicking y'all ass.
And I do want to give LeBron his credit, the GM, because he almost pilfered all DeJounte Murray from us. And had he stolen DeJounte Murray from Rui Hachimura and Austin Reeves, I would have been heartbroken. And a 2030 pick, we'd have been trying to pick Bryce. But yeah, so Lakers get swept.
I didn't think about that. Although that might not be a bad pick. He just went from 6'5" to 6'9". Bryce James is 6'9", bro. 6'9".
He also was just in 8th grade getting the scoliosis test. Like, bro, we're trying to win games right now.
Bro, you get a scoliosis test when you grow too fast. They'd be like, hold on now. Because remember, he went from
you don't remember that one old nurse come in on that one day and y'all all have to take this little scoliosis test at the same time? Yeah. But that's middle school. Man, we'll be old men.
He was 5'9" in middle school. He's not.
Kyrie will be driving before Bryce gets to the NBA. But we're not gonna get lost here. Knicks versus Sixers. I expect the Knicks to win here. I know y'all probably don't want to hear. Y'all don't want to hear from me, but I genuinely feel bad for Joel Embiid. Like, it's too much. Your knee fell apart.
How still do you get Bell's palsy?
That's where it's too much, bro. Bell's palsy on top of a knee injury. I'm done. I've been in the group for at least 2 weeks asking what the hell is wrong with Joel Embiid's eyes. One blinks at one time, one blinks at another time. And I saw when he was laying on the ground, I'm like, I'm not stupid. My eyes are not deceiving me. But I don't have an explanation.
Do not deceiveth me.
But I couldn't explain it. I was like, bro, this is not straight. And then once again, as much as y'all hate X or Twitter or whatever you want to call it, I went right on over to Twitter. And then I wasn't the only person who was seeing it and was confused. And then yesterday they came out and said basically he's had a bout with Bell's palsy. And Apparently, it's something that's like temporary, but he didn't want to bring a lot of attention to
Yeah,
it.
it's stress related. A lot of times it has to do with stress. Um, the early indicators of it this is educational for y'all, our viewers. The early indications of it is when your eye twitches. When your eye twitches for no reason, or when you feel some type of way your eye starts twitching, that's normally an early indicator of Bell's palsy. So it's all about stress. I feel bad about Joel because Tobias Harris has been almost invisible. Joel scored 50, and I think they lost that game that he scored 50 on. Right? That was the shot from
they know he's
and shout out to the refs. Y'all keep fucking up. Y'all got mad at Monty Williams. Monty Williams called y'all out at the beginning of the season when he first played the Knicks. And then it happened again with the Knicks. I'm not trying to overshadow any of the Knicks' accomplishments. But one time is a coincidence. 2 times makes you look. 4 times at the end of the game when there is questionable calling and it always favors the Knicks. I told y'all when we picked the playoffs, what did I say? I'm gonna go back. I wrote this down because I knew this was gonna happen. I said the NBA. Let me get my paper. Hold on. The NBA is better and makes more money when the Knicks are good. So if there are any close games, the Knicks will come out victorious. I wrote it down and kept it right there because I knew I was going to be right. I knew it. And no shade to the Knicks, because for them to even be put in this position to get favor from the league has been a long journey since the days of Carmelo in 2011. Yeah. So for them to go 10 years, I have no problem with it. If you're that good, that means they think that they're better than the 76ers. The world thinks they're better than the 76ers, and you have to go beat them. You cannot allow for it to come down to the rest for the 76ers. I hate it for Joel. He's got a whole right side of his body is hurt now, from the face to the legs. The whole right side hurt. And I'm sure if there's more injuries because he gets beat up. And he still scored 50.
And Tobias
it's just Tobias, boy, they gonna send you to Saskatchewan. You may be the first $100 million G League player. Like, they are so frustrated with you.
No, the contract is over. This is it. There won't be a new one. You're gonna go from making like 40, 50 to making 15.
And I hate it for him because I don't know. The Ravens.
I hate
Ravens
to tell you,
great pick. Ravens great pick. Devontae Walker from North Carolina, that transfer from North Carolina Central. Great pick for the Ravens.
Excellent pick. I will tell you this. Prepare yourself to be Atlanta Hawk. It's on the way. And at $15 million, I don't hate that pick. But yeah,
I'd say for what they want the power forward to do, it's not a bad pick.
Everything says you. I'm gonna tell you the 2 players in different organizations that will be future Atlanta players before they retire. Jadeveon Clowney, for sure. There's no way you're gonna get out of the NFL and not play for the Atlanta. You everything about this says your next stop is Atlanta. I thought it was this year. And then
I didn't realize he was
Tobias Harris, yes, you will also be an Atlanta Hawk before you get out of here. Now, after that, your career will be over. Yeah, they'll start asking you, do you want to coach somewhere?
They say, hey, man, you want to open up a restaurant in Lenox? That's what they're going to start asking you, bro. That's what they're going to start asking you. That's what when you old and you come to an Atlanta team, you going to retire and you going to have some type of business venture.
Or a car dealership.
Car dealership in the middle of nowhere, Rex, Georgia. You going to see
Rex. I used to be in Rex doing things that I had no business in Rex. And I was like, bro.
That's the back page of Georgia. That is the
No, I was not on Backpage. I was with a young lady who I was entangled with. We're gonna step right on over that.
All right. So are we on the Sunday games? I don't have the list.
Yep.
So Sunday games
so
is what?
We picked the Knicks over the Sixers. Game 1 on Sunday. Clippers versus the Mavs. Hey, Clippers.
It might be over for them.
The Mavs, it's over. Luka's
cool.
Every time every time I see Luka, it just devastates my heart that we had this man engaged.
Let it go. What they tell y'all in the group, Norwood? Let it go, dog. It's over
You
with.
gotta learn how to let it go.
Boom, ding, 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 boom, ding,
Let
ding.
it go, baby.
Gotta let
Seems
it go,
like another NBA TKO. Yeah, I'm thinking the Mavs in this. It looks like the Mavs have the synergy. I'm using work words. Yeah, it's
the
Cavs.
write this email for me.
Yeah, the Cavs look beat. They look tired.
The Clippers.
Clippers, excuse me, they look beat and tired. And I would say James Harden ain't looking like trash. He ain't the problem.
No, Kawhi was hurt. Kawhi for the first time looks like he doesn't have belief in his body, in his knee. Russell Westbrook, look, I'm cool. They said get out of there. Shout out to Russ. Russell Westbrook, I don't like him taking threes. He needs to be the guard version of, y'all remember Josh Smith for the Hawks? We didn't want him to take threes. The crowd would say, no. If Russell Westbrook just gets to the rim.
Jump shot Josh, as I affectionately call him, man.
Yep. If Russell Westbrook just gets to the rim and plays that style of basketball, because if you look at the 2 games, when he gets to the rim or he pushes the ball, they're kind of unstoppable. Mavs ain't got nothing for him. But when you go there and you try to, now the Mavs, I will say, them free agent picks, PJ Washington, no matter what you got to say about him, and I think all of that was for show, by the way, PJ. I think you soft. But all that with Russell Westbrook and Terrence Mann and all that stuff. But
why am I not doing that? This is the place where I could be safe. Who gonna hit me? Yeah. I looked to him and said, "Oh, I would do the same thing." And yeah, all you can do is one of your superstars can swing on me.
So with that being said, we had the discussion.
Paul George is not going to OKC. Paul George is going to Philadelphia. He is going to take Tobias' spot. Say less.
So what do the Clippers do? So if you get rid of Paul George, then they bring in Tobias. I'm a parent because Tobias or somebody. There's got to be a trade of some sort, and that actually kind of works out. Do the Clippers blow it up, or do they? You got to go get a bench. The Clippers got to get a bench. They need a bench scorer. Russell Westbrook is Solomon at this point. He's Solomon Hill. Is it Solomon Hill? No, Solo Cup. No. Russell Westbrook is not going to get you more than 10 points unless he gets on a heater, which ain't gonna happen. And Solo hit 5 threes in a game. So, but he's also one of them dudes that's gonna he keeps the team going. And if he keeps the team going and he stands up, Russell Westbrook stands up to everybody. He fight for his teammates. Yeah. You got to keep him. But you need to add a scorer on that second line. Terrence Mann is a good defensive player. He's a slow, taller Russell Westbrook.
You spend there's going to be a reassessment of spending all the money on 3 players. That is going, look at the Suns. That ain't working. Bradley Beal, you are fried, die, and left to the side. They're going to get rid of you, my boy. And you talking about you ain't never been swept. That's because you ain't never really been to the playoffs that often. But you and Braun finna get broomed at the same time.
What are you talking about? Bradley Dontavius Bill. What the hell are you talking about? I ain't never been swept. You also have never made it past the first round. What are you talking about? I don't know.
That's like saying I ain't never texted Beyonce. You're right, bro. She never gives me her number.
I ain't never bought a private jet. No shit. You ain't got the funds. You ain't never.
You are broke. You are broke as hell. Broke brother fun. You'll never have it. Never will in your life, boy, Bradley.
Hey man, but this is a good point you bringing up though. We are seeing the transition. LeBron about to get swept. KD about to get swept. Kawhi and them about to get gentlemanly swept. What are we in the East? In the East, I don't think we have a lot of old teams. Sorry. Too much. I don't think we got a lot of old teams in the East. So I think we're good there. 76ers, I think they're still they got about 5. They got about 3 years.
No. But this is where the caveat is, or the learning moment. Boston Celtics, if y'all don't win this year, who do y'all think y'all finna be? Y'all finna be the Suns. A team with no bench, 3 or 4 players, and not gonna be able to get it done.
And you gotta pay Jason Tatum $400 million.
That is where it's just like Trevor Lawrence. I don't care what none of these teams say in the off season. I don't care about a press release. You'll let me know how you feel about everybody when it's time to start spending money. Go ahead and pay Jason Tatum. And when you pay Jaylen Brown and Kristaps Porzingis and Drew Holiday and Derek White, well, damn, that's all your money. You're going to be calling me and Reggie to come off the bench.
I told y'all, if you need me to punch somebody for $10 million or $2 million, I come out there, stand on the chair and knock somebody out, kick him in the back of the knee, whatever you need me to do.
Put your dukes up, brother.
I've been asking for the Hawks for me to do that for 10 years. I hated the Celtics. So we talked about all the games except for Bucks Pacers. That's what I was saying. Except for Bucks Pacers.
Oh, we got Timberwolves Suns, but let's go ahead and
we said that sweeps. Anthony Edwards. This is a coronation. Anthony Edwards is the new.
And hit him with the suck it. Like, yo, this is the most
Anthony
childish
Edwards is the new
Georgia
face of the league. He is. And his shoes look like the Adidas versions of Jordans. Like he just, and they called him the Breads, the black and red Anthony Edwards ones.
Oh, no, the Georgia ones that are gonna come out,
the black and red ones. He called them Breads.
I do think that you know what, I might find a place where, as a Falcons fan, I can justify that purchase.
Yeah. Luckily for Atlanta, all of our teams, the good teams, have pretty much similar colors. Braves is blue. The Hawks are gold, but everything's red.
But you got the red.
So Bucks, I hate to say it because I really picked the Pacers to win this, but I thought the Bucks, after Dame went for 35 in the first half and they won, I thought the Bucks were going to pretty much get away with this. And Middleton looks good, but Dame strained that Achilles. And when Dame strained that Achilles, Dame is 35. He can't power through. Giannis couldn't power through. So you got Dame hurt, you got Giannis hurt. Chris Middleton, shout out to Chris Middleton. I've been talking shit about you. I ain't gonna, y'all know it. Went crazy the last two games. He really should have won the game. He really should have won that game. He looked like he did when Giannis got hurt in the Eastern Conference Finals against the Hawks, and he went crazy. That Chris Middleton is really, really good. But the Pacers have embraced that D'Antoni's son, 7 seconds or less. I watched that game, and Kev was over here. Shout out to Kev. I didn't understand. I couldn't fathom how fast they played till I watched in depth, because I ain't watched a lot of Pacers games. They played.
You didn't watch them score 160 points on the Hawks,
bro. What's the dude for the Pistons? What's the dude for the Pistons? What's the dude for the Pistons that had a career high with 50-something points off the bench? The Hawks are what you call
Malachi Flynn.
You do not base anything on playing against the Hawks. You can't, not against that defense. Malachi Flynn went out there, scored 50, and then the next game scored 4.
That's the same thing Drummond did to us. He gave us like 20 and 20, and then turned right back into a pumpkin. Boy, it ain't nobody to give you that boost back. Y'all thought that Trump was handing out them inflation packs. No, that's the Atlanta Hawks, baby. We'll get you straight. We'll for sure get you straight.
What? You look like a bad bitch by the time you finish with us. Booty lift, that's what we got it all. We got it all for you. Get you that contract.
Closing out right there. We're going to put a pin in that. That is a perfect point for us to end this discussion when we start talking about BBLs and Ozempic. Wrong podcast, wrong place. You will not see us on the table with a bunch of bottle girls. Never happen here at the Splashcast. We don't operate like that.
Well, I mean, if we get $100 million contract.
No.
Okay, you're right. I wouldn't do that, but there will be signs. There will be signs that we got a contract. You're going to see a different background.
Ferrari, the Jaguar, switching 4 lanes with the top down, screaming out.
Like, they shooting in Hawaii? Yes, we are. But no, we didn't miss anything, man. Take us out, dog. Take us out, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I want to shout out to everybody who rocked with us during the mock draft. Without you guys, that event would not have been possible. It was a hell of a time. We picked all of the games today for Saturday and Sunday as far as hoops, and we did a draft recap today. Fantastic time. We will see you guys on Monday Monday for
End
Monday
of the
Night
draft.
Raw.
Y'all know I'm excited for the full draft analysis. I ain't in playoffs. We ain't got nothing to talk about. Pre-game is gonna be baseball, HBCU. We always gonna talk about HBCU, but this football, basketball, don't expect no conversation. I don't care about anything else. It is draft and playoffs. That's what we gonna have. Cool.
And Braves beat the Cleveland Guardians last night.
Shout out to
Shout
Big
out
Bear.
to you guys.
Another 3 RBIs.
And he said, I want to be a lifetime Brave. And I said,
shout out to Nick, man. Thank you. The mock draft was amazing, and you made it amazing, Nick. It's the world. It's the world. If you want to be a part of it, man, Gana, we're going to add you. I know you got a growing family. Just silence the notifications like I do. But you're going to be added because I enjoyed the conversation with everybody there. If you want to be part of the world and just have a conversation so that we can start our broadcast channel so that you guys could join in with us, please do. We got some big things coming. 50 episodes ago, we couldn't even broadcast the Instagram. So now we're doing it here. So I'm telling y'all, we here, we growing. I love it. We appreciate y'all. I overtook Norwood again. I apologize. I'm excited. I done had 6 cups of coffee in the last 3 days because I'm on call and I'm delirious.
Oh, nah, I'm on the exact opposite end. This is the first weekend I have no responsibilities. I'm closing out with you guys in peace and love. I'm going to wash clothes, take a nap, and take it easy. Y'all be safe until we see y'all again. God is love. Adios. Mia.